Ever heard of a little town called Grumblesburg? It's tucked away in a valley so deep and frosty that even sunlight needs a map to find it, and the folks who live there? Well, let's just say they weren't exactly on Santa's nice list. They were the grumpiest, most cantankerous bunch you could ever meet. They grumbled when it snowed, complained when it was sunny, and as for Christmas, they absolutely detested it. Every year, as the rest of the world decked their halls, the Grumblesburgers would lock their doors and pull their curtains tight. They'd mumble about the noisy carols, the flashy lights, and the ridiculous notion of a jolly man in a red suit. Their town was a silent, dark spot on the festive map, a place where joy went to hibernate. Now up at the North Pole, Santa Workshop was, as always, a whirlwind of happy chaos. Elves were putting the finishing touches on toys, reindeer were practicing their flight patterns, and the scent of gingerbread hung thick in the air. Santa was going over his list, and he paused when he got to Grumblesburg. Year after year, he sent them presents, hoping to spark a little cheer. And year after year, the presents sat and opened on their doorsteps until they were buried in snow. This year, a young, ambitious elf named Pip had an idea. He'd been watching Grumblesburg through Santa Magic's snow globe and felt a pang of sadness for them. He went to Santa and said, "Sir, maybe they don't want toys or sweaters. Maybe they need something else entirely." Santa, always willing to listen, twinkled his eyes and asked, "What did you have in mind, Pip?" Pip explained his plan. Instead of the usual gifts, they would send each Grumblesburger a special, enchanted seed. These weren't just any seeds. They were glimmer blossom seeds, which only bloomed when they felt genuine warmth and happiness. The plan was risky. If the Grumblesburgers just tossed them aside, nothing would happen. On Christmas Eve, as the sleigh flew over the silent valley, Pip personally dropped a small, beautifully wrapped box on every doorstep. Inside each box was a single, shimmering seed and a simple note: "Plant me where you feel the most warmth." The next morning, the Grumblesburgers found the boxes. "Hey, Emph, another pointless gift," muttered Old Man Fitzwilliam, the grumpiest of them all. He was about to toss the seed into his cold, empty fireplace when he read the note. "Warmth?" he scoffed. "The only warmth around here is from my grumbling." And on a whim, he placed the seed on the mantelpiece right above the fireplace where he spent all day complaining. Across the town, similar scenes unfolded. A woman who complained about her chilly kitchen placed the seed on her windowsill that got a rare sliver of morning sun. A young boy, tired of the town's gloom, clutched his seed tightly in his hand, hoping for a miracle. He fell asleep holding it, and the warmth from his hopeful little hand was just enough. At first, nothing happened, but then, as Fitzwilliam let out a particularly loud groan about the draft, a tiny green sprout poked out of the seed on his mantelpiece. He stared, speechless, in the chilly kitchen as the woman sighed about having to bake another loaf of bread. A small leaf unfurled towards the sunbeam, and in the young boy's room, a beautiful, glowing flower had bloomed in his palm overnight, casting a soft, warm light around his room. He ran outside, shouting with a joy unheard of in Grumblesburg. People peeked out of their doors, drawn by the commotion. They saw the boy's glowing flower, and then they looked at their own seeds. Slowly, tentatively, they started to talk to each other. Fitzwilliam, holding his little sprout, actually managed a small smile as he showed it to his neighbor. The woman with the kitchen plant offered her a warm slice of bread. For the first time, they weren't complaining. They were sharing something amazing. As they gathered in the town square, their shared curiosity and faint glimmers of happiness acted like a fertilizer. The sprouts grew, and soon the entire town was filled with the soft, warm light of the glimmer blossoms. The light melted the frost on their windows, and more importantly, the frost around their hearts. They realized the warmth the note mentioned wasn't from a fire or the sun. It was the warmth of kindness, of community, of a shared smile. Grumblesburg wasn't grumpy anymore. It was glowing up at the North Pole. Pip watched in the snow globe as the dark spot on the map lit up like a new star. Santa placed a hand on his shoulder. "You see, Pip," he said, "the best gifts aren't always the ones you can unwrap. Sometimes it's just a little seed of hope." And from that day on, Grumblesburg became the brightest town on Santa route, a reminder that even the grumpiest heart can learn to bloom. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to plant a little kindness wherever you go. Merry Christmas.